Is it even possible that there is a theory of everything? In case you've not watched my last few videos, a theory of everything is a scientific theory that combines the four fundamental forces into one force when the energy is high enough. The answer to this question is a resounding The problem is that there are convincing arguments to be made both for and against the eventual development of a theory of everything. First point 4, it seems only logical that there should be an underlying set of laws that govern the universe, regardless of whether or not something is small or big. There's no real reason why the universe should care how big something is and therefore which rules it applies to it. As a counterpoint, we have Gödel's incompleteness theorem. Gödel's incompleteness theory, put simply, is that in maths, any system that is sufficiently complex will have truths and falsehoods that are unfalsifiable, that you cannot prove or disprove within the framework of that system. Now, you could argue that because Gödel applies to maths and we're talking about physics, there might be some fundamental underlying physical law that means that we can skirt Gödel's. However, things like loop quantum gravity, string theory, quantum field theory, and general relativity are all very heavily based in mathematics, and they use maths to make predictions that we can then test. Next point 4 is that we have made progress in combining the four fundamental forces. The maths of the Standard Model says that the electromagnetic and the weak nuclear force do combine at a certain energy level, and that theoretically at a higher energy level, that electroweak force should combine with the strong nuclear force. It feels like it shouldn't be too much of a stretch to be able to add gravity into the mix and have one underlying force that splits into different forces at lower temperatures. However, it might be that there is a fundamental limit to what we can actually measure, and that might be the difference between proving or disproving a theory like, for instance, string theory or loop quantum gravity. If that limit exists, it's likely that anything smaller than Planck length just means nothing physically, and all of our fundamental laws and understanding of physics just completely break down. Final point 4 is that string theory and loop quantum gravity, although strictly speaking loop quantum gravity isn't necessarily a theory of everything, but it could be, both exist. And the fact that they both exist doesn't necessarily prove anything, but the fact that we have managed to make the maths get as far as we have with both of those theories suggests that there might be something more there that is worth pushing towards. However, these theories have been around for a while and they've both made no real progress towards being experimentally verified, and that raises questions about how useful they actually would be. Both general relativity and the Standard Model make predictions and test those predictions, and both of them are very useful. As a result of this, funding is quite short and we might not find one. This has been video 6 of my Physics Beyond the Standard Model series, so please make sure you're liking and following along so that you don't miss any. Thank you for everything that you do here, and until next time, I have been Dr. Alex Foden, the Science Wrangler, and I shall see you one of these days.